Hey there, this is San. In today's video, I'm going to share with you our proven strategies for crushing your system design interviews. Having interviewed countless candidates, I've seen up close what works and what doesn't when it comes to preparing for these tough interviews. Stick with me for the next few minutes, and I'll guide you through a preparation approach that will help you tackle any system design question with confidence. Let's dive right in. First off, you might be wondering, what is a system design interview? At a high level, its purpose is to assess your ability to 1. Translate an ambiguous problem statement into concrete technical requirements. 2. Craft an architecture and design that satisfies those requirements. 3. Articulate and defend your design decisions throughout the discussion. You'll be asked to design large-scale systems like an Instagram feed, Uber ride-sharing, Twitter timeline, or even infrastructure behind Google search. Remember, there is no such thing as the right or perfect solution. The goal is to demonstrate your technical expertise, your approach to problem solving, and your skills to communicate effectively. Now you may be wondering, why should we care about preparing for system design questions? What's the big deal? Well, here's the main reason. Your performance in a system design interview can often determine whether you land a senior engineer position or if you're considered for a more junior role. Once you clock in a few years in the industry, system design is how companies gauge your ability to build complex systems at scale. Essentially, shine bright in the system design interview, and you're on track for those senior titles. But if you hit bumps along the way, you could be looking at offers for more junior positions. So it pays to put in the work and take these interviews seriously. You might be thinking, how on earth can these companies assess our ability in such a short period of time? And you'll be right, they can, not fully. These interviews are in many ways proxies for real-world scenarios. They're an approximation at best. It's on us to help the interviewers get the signals they need so they can vouch for us. It's not a perfect system by any means, but companies are always wary of repercussions of a wrong hire. These simulated challenges are often the best tool they have at their disposal. So, how should we prepare for these demanding interviews? Here's a blueprint that's consistently worked for acing system design questions. First and foremost, practice, practice, and practice. Get hands-on with designing real-world apps and services we use regularly, like Instagram, Uber, and Gmail. Just reading about the underlying architectures isn't enough. Take out a pen and paper and draw. We must push ourselves to sketch out the core components and how they interact with one another. For example, design the back-end architecture for Instagram from scratch. Think through the key parts like the front-end clients that users interact with, the application servers processing millions of requests, the caching mechanism to speed up response times, the dedicated databases for storing posts, comments, and feeds, and of course, the distributed object storage essential for hosting billions of photos and videos. Then sketch out how the main flows work, like how would an end user's image get uploaded and stored? How would the algorithms determine the order of posts in a user's feed? How would the system leverage cache data, and when would it make database calls? Actively constructing each piece of the puzzle not only deepens understanding, but reinforces retention. Next, study common design patterns like load balancing, database sorting, content delivery networks, caching frequently used data, just to name a few. Know the pros and cons of different approaches so you can intelligently weigh trade-offs in the design. If you're interested, we have plenty of videos on many system design patterns on this channel. When studying these patterns, anticipate the types of questions an interviewer may ask and practice responding confidently. For example, questions like, why did you choose Redis for caching instead of Memcache? Be ready to dive into technical details like Redis' superior data structures and its persistence options to justify your choice. Also, get very comfortable using whiteboards, diagramming apps, and other visual tools. In many interviews, you will be required to visually represent your thoughts. Whether it's a whiteboard during an in-person interview or a diagramming application for virtual setups, become proficient with these tools. You want the tools themselves to be second nature, so you can focus on communicating the design effectively, not struggling with the interface. And finally, do regular mock interviews to practice end-to-end. Nothing beats real-time practice that mimics the settings and pressures of the real deal. Get feedback not just on the technical design, but also on your communication skills, ability to think on your feet, and on how efficiently you manage the allotted time. Use mock interviews as a mirror, reflecting areas of strength and those needing improvement. During the interview, start out by asking targeted questions to deeply understand the use cases, scalability requirements, technical constraints, and other key parameters before starting your design. Avoid the temptation to dive right into proposing features. First, nail down the core requirements and scope. Be hyper-aware of managing your time wisely. Between introductions, clarifying questions, diagramming, and minor interruptions, your actual design time is far less than the full interview length. Every minute counts, so pace yourself appropriately and keep moving forward. Identify any potential time sinks in advance. As you diagram out components, flows, and bottlenecks, think out loud and verbally walk through your thought process. Explain your rationale, trade-offs, and decisions. Don't make the interviewer guess what's going on in your head. Vocalize assumptions as well. As you walk through your design, document the key aspects on the whiteboard so the interviewer can follow your thought process. Break the system into logical components. Highlight the main data flows and dependencies between them. Avoid getting bogged down in low-level details. Focus on architecting the high-level design and broader trade-offs. If you get stuck, take a breath and don't panic. Ask clarifying questions to resolve uncertainties. Think through issues incrementally and systematically to get unblocked. Overcoming obstacles and making progress with incomplete information is part of the challenge. If you would like more guidance on what to do during the interview, we have a video on using a structured 4-step approach to system design interviews. Alright, that wraps up our key strategies for crushing system design interviews. I know these kind of open-ended architecture questions can seem intimidating at first, but with focused practice using the technique I outlined, you'll be consistently nailing system design questions in no time. There are no shortcuts. It will take some hard work. Best of luck with your upcoming interviews. You got this. If you want to take your system design interview preparation to the next level, be sure to check out our website, bytebytego.com. We provide a proven 4-step framework, detailed case studies, and access to our exclusive Discord community. We cover everything you need to consistently ace system design interviews and land those high-level engineering roles. Sign up at bytebytego.com.